This is it, Weaver.
Yeah.
Don't say anything, Ernie, okay?
I was only going to say it's unusual for you to be in this early.
Yeah, well, I'm the first one here, so doesn't that mean that I get a free drink?
Screwdriver?
Yeah.
You don't win this one, Nancy, but I figure you're good for it.
Why the sudden trust?
Your buddy Fred, he was in here a few nights ago talking about your big investments. And I think you should be one wealthy woman someday.
Yeah, remind me to show him my appreciation the next time I see him.
You don't sound so happy.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna tell you. You'll just laugh at me.
Ah, why is that?
Well, you'll just laugh in my face. I'm not gonna say anything to you.
Nancy, I know we've had our differences, but I don't kick anybody who's down. No good bartender ever does that.
Fred has a friend, Dan Myers, who invested all of my money in the Canterbury office complex. You know that building that just collapsed downtown?
What is this? What is this thing?
Don't move, Lance. You're under arrest.
Whoa, whoa.
I said freeze, boy! Drop the knife. Drop it. Hands over the head.
All right.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney.
Morning, right?
You don't have money for an attorney. Attorney will be appointed for you. Do you understand your rights?
Yeah.
Do you understand your rights?
Yeah. What's so funny?
Nothing. It's just nice to see you face to face. Finally.
Hey, Ernie, let me have another refill here.
I don't think so.
Oh, great. What, I just spill my guts out to you and suddenly my credit's no good anymore?
Nancy, it never was.
Well, then, for that big belly laugh that you just had about me, you owe me one.
Sure.
Hi.
Hi, Kiki.
Hi. Where is he? I said about 11-ish. I guess I should have been more specific.
Kiki,
I hate waiting alone for a man in a bar.
Look, why don't you wait over at the table? I'll bring your drink over to you, okay?
No, I want to be where Fred can see me.
Fred? Don't tell me you're talking about my Fred.
Hey, here, Nancy. It's on the house.
How long have you been seeing Fred?
Fred and I go way back.
Honey, you don't look old enough to go back a long ways with anyone.
Who's she?
An old friend of Fred's. We go back a long ways.
Now, Nancy.
Let me guess, you just came into an inheritance, maybe, and he's going to give you little investment tips?
Of course not. He has a friend in L.A., Gus McCabe. He's a casting director with a big studio.
Oh, good night.
Boy.
Kiki!
Freddie, I was wondering when you'd get here.
Nancy.
Freddie, baby, you better get over here so we can have a little talk.
Hey.
Listen, Kiki and I have a date.
If you value your dentures, you'll talk to me.
Ernie, take care, my friend. I'll just be a minute, honey. Just a few business matters I have to straighten out.
Business matters nothing. I have lost absolutely everything.
Nancy, I can understand why you're upset, but...
Upset? You're the one who told me about Dan Myers, and you're the one that told me that he made you rich.
He has. But I also told you there's no such thing as an investment without a risk.
Listen, I don't want to hear all the economic details. Just, what are we going to do?
We? Come on, Nancy. There's no we about us. We ended when you gave me the cold shoulder the other night for the 100th time. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait a minute. You can't just walk off and dump me like this.
Fred?
Just a minute, honey. Look, I talked to Dan, and he's really sorry about this whole thing, and so am I. But it's not his fault, and it's not mine. Blame the idiot who caused Canterbury to collapse.
Should have been me.
What?
Brubaker got a tip this morning. Do you know that they set the trap for Lance just 10 minutes before he got here?
Russ,
10
please,
minutes.
why don't you just forget about Lance completely? Now, there is a purpose for everything that's happened in your life.
The only
And
purpose
one
for any
day-
of this is I'm a little bit luckier than most people. Why? I don't know. But I do know that there's a lot of people out there that deserve more breaks than I got.
Why?
Because I don't deserve it. That's why. I messed my life up. I chose to go the way that I did. The wrong way. You know, I got a cousin. I mean, she's just a sweet, real nice, great kid. Wonderful girl, man. Sweet, innocent, never fools around, never do anything wrong. And for the first time in her life, at a college prom, some no-neck slob from Phi Kappa whatever gets her high and pregnant the same night.
Russ, you're just upset.
I'm upset because her life is ruined. She had to quit school. He dumped her. And now she's trying to support her and the kid alone. I mean,
I understand what you're trying to say.
I can think of 100 more people who deserve the breaks that I've gotten that didn't deserve the way they've wound up. Like a friend of mine, Michael. I mean, man, the guy, he tries to break up a fight between these two jerks, these idiots. And he gets the you-know-what beat out of him. And what happens to him? He's blind in one eye. He can't see in one eye. Now, he didn't deserve that.
So you're asking why me, right?
Yes, why me? I mean, I could sit here all day long and listen to you tell me the purposes that God has for me in my life. But not when there's people like Michael and my cousin and a whole lot of other people in my life around. It's like I got the second, third, and fourth chances that they deserved.
Russ, God does have a purpose. Now, I can't answer why sometimes bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people.
Like me.
I have something that might help you.
What is it?
It's an answer book.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, that book has answers to some of the questions that are bothering you.
Yeah, maybe. I never had one of these before. Tried to give one to Lori once. I just didn't think that I deserved to give it to her, you know.
Why do you keep using that word deserve? Russ, if we all got what we deserved, none of us would be able to stand before God.
Well, I know I'm not going to stand before God. See, I gotta look at where I'm heading. And ain't nothing I can do about it.
Conspiracy to kidnap, drug trafficking, prostitution, 3 counts of attempted murder. What else you got there, Lance?
I've been known to spit on streets.
Hey, you know something? I tell you what we can do for you. We can put you in a cell right next to Ron Washington. How about that? Better yet, how about a bunk in the same cell as Ron Washington, Mr. Lance? How would you like that, huh?
I never crossed Ron Washington, so why don't you cut the mind games, huh?
Oh, never, huh? No mistakes ever. Like, not killing Babs? How about that? Not keeping a tight enough leash on Blue? How about that? You see, Miriam and Babs told us everything, Lance.
Oh, you don't need me then, do you?
Well, unfortunately, these women don't know a whole lot about organized crime in Kingsley, but you do, Lance. So why don't you come clean, all right? You see, I got a big, long list of missing pieces here, almost as long as the list of charges against you. Now, if you cooperate with me, we can shorten both those lists, you understand? Okay, have it your way. Play the fool to the end, Lance.
There ain't gonna be no end.
What, are you kidding me? You're a judge's dream. You're the kind of guy they throw the book at him. And then they look so supremely tough on criminals. And I'll tell you something, you've denied your right to an attorney. You haven't given me one believable alibi. And you got a record that starts on your 18th birthday. You might as well hang it up, Hugo. You haven't even got a reason to live.
Say, is Weaver still alive?
Yeah?
And I got a reason to live.
That was a great lunch, Gino. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, sure thing. No problem, buddy. Say, were those dirty looks I saw you getting when we came in here?
Yeah, well, some of my colleagues don't appreciate this great police press relationship I got here, see?
Oh, well, you must admit you have been pretty good to me all along. But, trouble is, I don't have many favors that I can do for you right now.
Well, listen, I just won't be afraid to ask next time something comes up, right?
Yeah? I got another one I want to ask you right now. Let me talk to Lance.
You know, Gene, if I do that, you know, they're going to stop giving the dirty looks and they're going to start throwing things.
John, just give me a chance.
Is this what lunch is about?
No, I just need it for another angle on my story. Lance's revenge.
Well, that's his motive. Fair enough.
Motive? You ought to try compulsion. The guy takes a risk of trying to kill Russ Weaver when he can be in Mexico right now if it weren't for that crazy vendetta.
Well, that's what Ramona said. He was on his way out of the country and Weaver was his last stop. Ramona.
What about her?
She's your interview.
Oh,
we were
no.
searching Ronnie's penthouse and she ducked out, remember?
Yeah, I know who she was, and she'd be just as tight-lipped now as she was then, John. Just give me a couple of questions with Lance.
You talk about tight-lipped. I couldn't get anything out of Lance. He's certainly not going to talk to you.
Oh? Hey, I can give him something you can't.
Oh, really? What's that?
Publicity.
Oh, that's real terrific. Give the convicted killer a forum.
No, I don't mean that, and you know it. But headlines do loosen the tongue. In fact, this could be a case study of the repeat offender. Show how the law might eventually catch up with him. That is, unless that he might have friends in the courthouse.
No, I wouldn't worry about that. He's not high up enough in the ranks to make friends with people like that. Gene, I can't do it. I can't give you the interview. I've given you all I can. Just appreciate what you got, okay? And then when he's serving his life sentence, go pay him a visit.
Oh, I know what you're going to say, Lee. Why haven't I been helping you and Sebastian more?
Well, Kate, you had made a commitment of sorts.
Look, you see before you. One woman, 2 hands, 2 feet, both aching. There's only so much I can do.
Why the aching feet?
Jogging? Rugby?
No, you're not a double agent for Wainwright, are you?
With his platform, absolutely not.
Okay, fine. Let the question stand.
Look, Lee, why don't you just invite me into a bare room with a dingy light bulb and a chair and interrogate me?
Kate, you know how much you mean to me.
Yes, I know, Lee. But you've never had to catalog my every move before.
Okay, look, I'm very sorry, all right? You forgive me? Let's change the subject.
Please.
How about my schedule?
Well, I'm sure it's loaded.
You know, actually, I've asked Sebastian, see if he can work out where I spend a little more time on the lower end of the socioeconomic spectrum.
Oh, you mean like Chesterfield?
Yeah, good idea.
Oh, I think you'd garner a lot of votes there.
Well, don't make me sound so mercenary. Actually, I'd like to help those people. I think I could, financially and socially, medically.
You do?
I know these are things that are close to your heart.
What else do you know, Lee?
Well, I know why your feet hurt, for one.
All right, I confess. I was drum major for the Memorial Day Parade.
I wish that were true. Unfortunately, I think you were hand-delivering a bunch of invitations for Dave's fundraiser at the clinic.
And that information came courtesy of
The prettiest little blue-eyed messenger you ever raised.
Dear Amber again.
Listen, now that what I know is out in the open, why don't you round out the story? Why'd you keep this from me, Kate?
Okay, baby, this is your last chance. Are there any additions to my schedule for this afternoon?
No, absolutely not. Except Charles Carpenter wants you to call him around 2 o'clock.
Are you sure there's nothing else?
Yeah, positive. Say, how's Miriam and Charles getting along with Eric anyway?
Hi, you haven't had a chance to see her yet?
Hey, I put in a full 8-hour day here. Oh, by the way, Charles Riley with Atlas Construction, he needs to see you at 3 o'clock.
According to Charles, he's getting along just fine with his grandson.
Yeah? Well, those people have two real different ideas on how to raise that kid, that's for sure.
Well, I don't think that's going to be too serious. He's only here for a visit, you know. Before we go out and get sandwiches, tell me that nobody else called.
Nobody else called.
Oh, good.
Hey, hey. Hey, I've got
Except
some
Gene
great
Redland.
news.
He said he might drop by before lunch.
Great news, huh? Well, that's something a lawyer never gets too much of.
They caught him.
They got Lance?
Brubaker got a tip from Ramona, Ron's old girlfriend.
Gene, this is fantastic.
They set a trap for him at the hospital. He was going to try to kill Russ before he left town.
Oh, Harold, isn't this great?
Hey, hold it.
Lance.
Not on company time now.
Don't worry. I think I'll leave you two alone. You guys...
Hey, wait a minute. We were just going to go out and get some sandwiches, but this calls for celebration. Why don't you join us at the Greenbrier?
Well, I'd love to, fella, but I've got to get back to the paper there. I've got to get the story out. You know what I mean? I just wanted to tell you in person. See you.
Oh, Gene, thanks so much. And look, you can tell your mom that she can stop praying for my safety now.
Yeah, absolutely. You bet. Bye. See you guys. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Can you believe it? Isn't that great? Oh.
We have been waiting for this for, what, half a year?
At least.
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Oh, I can't go like this. I mean, I want to go, do
Well,
my
you look
hair, change my
fine.
clothes.
Come on, I'm going to have me the biggest chocolate eclair they have in the house. Let's go.
Oh, Dick Reese with the Baker's local. He needs to see you at 1:45.
In the first place, I don't appreciate Amber hopping from my house to your office giving daily updates.
Are you mad now because you got caught?
I haven't been caught.
Why are you shouting?
Sorry. I haven't been caught.
I didn't even know you were seeing Dave, much less working side by side.
I am not seeing Dave. Come on, green clashes with your tie.
All right, I'm jealous. And I'm mad, too. I'll admit these things.
You are talking as if you caught me in some deadly secret.
What I caught you in wouldn't be nearly so deadly if it hadn't been secret.
Okay. Dave needed help with a fundraiser at his clinic in Chesterfield, that low socioeconomic area which you have so much political sympathy for.
Still do.
Yes, and I have a lot of prominent philanthropic organizations and individuals who might be willing to help. It is as simple as that.
Not to hear Amber tell it.
Oh, I am sure of that.
All right, look, as long as we're facing facts, Kate, let's face this fact. He is your ex-husband. And now he is competing for your affections, just like I am.
Yes, he is my ex-husband, and it just might stop right there for both of you.
Oh, Harold, are you sure I look all right?
Come on, you look fine. Let's go.
And so you want me to believe this is all so innocent?
You can believe whatever you want. I'll tell you this, you're like most every man I've ever known. You want the privileges, but not the commitments.
You know, sometimes I think you want the commitment without the privileges. We've been seeing each other for months now, and yet I feel fortunate just to have some time with you alone. Now, can you tell me why I wouldn't want to hear about another cause you might have adopted?
I understand, but the fundraiser will be along soon. Then I'll be finished with Dave and the clinic.
I hope so, Kate. For both our sakes.
Babs, I want to propose a simple little toast here. This is something that I have been waiting to do ever since we met. Here is to freedom.
Freedom, yes, and a new life without fear.
Ernie, can I have a refill, please?
Now, I think we've had just about enough refills for tonight, huh?
But I'm good for it.
Oh, sure you are. You're good for $37.72.
Sure, it's just a drop in the bucket. But my money is home, so I ought to just go home and get it and bring it back to you.
Oh, Nancy. Nancy, look. You're in no condition to drive.
No, well, neither is my car.
Yeah, well, you just wait right here, okay? Wait right here.
Fred, I need your help.
Yeah, Ern, what is it?
Nancy, she's drunk. She needs a ride home.
Why are you bothering me with this?
Come on, give her a lift. It's the least you can do.
We're over, Ernie. I have nothing to do with her anymore.
But she's drunk.
So call her a cab.
With what? Never mind.